If you know me, you know that I did not freely go into water due to a crazy fear of drowning. But God and I knew that this retreat was going to be one in which I would face and break through a lot of things. But it was a journey that started within my mind. While Robbie gave us a tour of the Pages Lake House, we got to the dock and I looked out and saw a lot of water. Yes, it was beautiful, and yes, it was peaceful, but in my mind, I knew that I knew it was time. Robbie asked me if I wanted to go change and put a swimsuit on, and I nodded no. I knew that if I went back inside, I may find every ounce of an excuse to make a reason as to why I couldn't or wouldn't. When the girls saw her putting the life vest on me, they all were excited for me and were encouraging me while Robbie helped put it on me. As we walked out to the edge of the dock, Robbie asked me what I was thinking. And of course, I was thinking of all of the reasons to be afraid. So she asked me what they were. As she began to tell me how deep the lake was, how the life vest would prop me up before them, etc., I began to shed the fear and realize none of the logic mattered. Because if I had faith, then I would trust and do it. Then the girls put their hands on me to encourage me, while Andrea held my hand and reminded me that I would be okay and that they were all there for me. Then Robbie counted to tres and we jumped. Oh man, do I still remember this moment. There was no way I could have said, "Rewind, I'm not ready." We were on our way, and Phyllis was waiting for me while the girls held my hands. I came out of the water as quickly as they said, due to the life vest. And I remember the first thing I said was, "Why did I think this was that scary when it's not?" Then Phyllis handed me her float so I could hold on, because although I had the vest, I still felt I needed something to ground me. Then the rest of the ladies jumped in, with the clothes they arrived in, while Dana took a photo of us. I look a little stressed still, because I'm still gaining my bearings, especially with the lies that began to fade in my mind. After a little while, we got on the boat and we went out on the lake. We sang to 80s classic rock and enjoyed the breeze and the company of amazing women, and Brian, Robbie's husband, and our amazing pilot. We then stopped at the center of the lake, and the girls were ready to jump in, and they did. Then my turn came, and I stood there, stared at them, and hesitated again. The girls had a pool noodle ready for me and were right there encouraging me to go for it. I counted to 3 and jumped. But it was still a little bit scary. As we drove back to their house, Robbie remembered that she had told me she'd call Oscar and the kids so they could see me jump in. I'm not gonna lie, a part of me thought they had already recorded me already and could share the video, but inside I knew that I wanted to see my husband and my kids watch me jump and hear their reactions. So we called. They got ready to watch me, and I handed the phone to Robbie. I walked to the edge, hesitated a little less, was a little less scared, and jumped in while the girls jumped back in and waited for me with my noodle again. To see the kids and Oscar when I came out and see that they saw me face my fear and how excited they were for me meant so much to me. Day 1 was truly life-changing. Day 2 came, and I remember looking down at the water and thinking, I already did it 3 times. I'm done. No more water activities for me. So when I heard day 2 included water activities, and the girls would turn to look at me and smile, I will not lie, I began to build up a wall bigger than day 1. We get to the dock and find out that we each have been paired with one of the girls who had been there before, and we were going to go on the red couch. As Brian proceeded to tell us all the horrible possibilities of being thrown off, etc., the girls would laugh because he was joking, but I was bitter Betty. Inside my mind, my bitterness thought, they're fine because they all know how to swim, but I don't. They reassured me the life vest would help me, but in my mind, I wouldn't have my noodle to help me hold on to something as I came out. So I got on with sweet Andrea. I was breathing deeply, in and out the entire time. And as much as she tried to encourage me, she tried to distract me, have me smile, I was tense, and all I could think was, don't let go. I came back in without falling in thanks to Robbie and Brian pulling me in. The girls cheered me on, and the next group went. It took me a while to get over myself, to sit there and see the girls laugh, have fun, and know that my bitterness allowed me to be almost hurtful to the girls who wanted nothing more but to help me continue to grow was real. I had my moment with the Lord. I thanked Him for the moment I was in, and then I apologized to the girls for what I said when I was scared. Speaking about my faith is easy because I'm able to type it, speak it, and let it flow. But living it out when fear is facing you and so magnified requires action. Day 1, I did it 3 times. Day 2, I was bitter and then got over myself, and we floated on the river until midnight. And I let go of my noodle and saved my friends. That's a long story. Then I floated with my vest on, and I was in awe of the beauty of God's creation with so many beautiful stars in the sky. And a friend held my hand as she floated next to me, and she reminded me of God's promises for me. Thanks, Phyllis. Day 3, I vocalized that I realized how I can accomplish something and quit because I did it. What more do I have to prove? But that doesn't allow me to build a discipline, and I need discipline in my life. Each day the fear subsided, but I know I have to make an intentional effort, starting in my mind, to face it and embrace my faith and the beauty of God's creation. What's next? I want to float in a pool with my kids without a vest. Steps of faith are steps, and sometimes they are leaps, but with each one, God is with you. Continue to trust in Him.